Okay, we are back with the semifinals and finals of the Rocco Tournament Series July 4th special singles scratch tournament. We've won 2 games of semis. Then we will cut to the top 5 for stair-step finals. So again, they're in practice. They'll bowl 2 games. Okay. So again, it's 2 games of semis. Then we will cut to our top 5 for our stair-step finals. Practice is almost completed. We'll be getting started shortly here with the semis.
Two-game total pins, scores do not carry over. When you see your color bar and the machine will reset, you're ready for tournament play. Good luck and high scores.
Okay, game 1 of 2 in the semis. Getting ready to get started. Semifinalists are Ricky Schissler was your leader at plus 52. Christopher Huffman from the B squad was in plus 40. Ron Johnson was plus 25. Brandon Knowles plus 22. William Reynolds plus 19. Steve Bodovinik shot 812 along with Noah Gallegos. Keith Guerrero was plus 11. Giovanni Capasso plus 3. And the final spot, 10th seed, was Brian Montoya at minus 3. So these 10 will bowl. All the pins have dropped from the first 4 games. So it's a brand new 2-game sprint. Top 5 will advance to get our Stepladder finals. Right in front of us right now, we have Ricky Schissler and Chris Huffman and Ron Johnson and Brandon Knowles. Brandon Knowles is up on lane 6. Ricky just threw a ball in lane 3. Brandon gets just leaves a 10. Okay, and joining me really quick with a hustle in his hands, no less.
Yeah, well, too bad I ain't hustling.
That is true.
So
what'd you see out there?
Seen a lot of good things. I mean, brings back a lot of memories, you know. Thought the shot was great. You know, plays tough as always, Scorpion.
Gotcha.
Did something kind of unconventional the last 2 games. I actually moved way right, standing about 10, looking at 7, and trying to go straight up the boards. And, you know, it was actually a really good look. Kept the ball real stable down lane. So, unfortunately, you know, like I was saying earlier, my knee issue kind of prevents me from doing a few different things out there. So, but I mean, all in all, I'm not disappointed. So,
okay.
one thing I'm disappointed in is my spare game. But
And that'll come back eventually.
yeah, it will.
Just-
And it's like I was telling you and Schissler earlier. It's like when I go to shoot my 10 pins, I tend to pop up right at the last second. So, and when you do that, you tend to pull the ball 3-4 boards left of what you're looking at. So, makes it tough.
Yes.
So, but I see all these players out here. It looks good. Lots of
Yeah.
different styles. They're all doing what they're supposed to do. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
liking it.
Oh, yeah. So -3 ended up being the number.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yes.
Very good, to tell the truth.
Because at times there was looking like it could have been a whole lot less than that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few players that shot some pretty big games to get into it, it looks like, too. So,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the high game was 276.
interesting.
And Steve shot that game 4. Other than that, we have 243 and 242. 243, Giovanni shot 243 as well as
Oh, wow.
Keith Guerrero. So you got a slow hook. Guy throws a Mach 70, and Giovanni goes pretty straight.
Yeah, he does.
So,
he does.
so
Yeah.
you covered a lot of the bases there.
Yep.
And Noah shot 242, so he wasn't that far back.
Oh, that's good.
No, and it looked like for this 4-game sprint like this, is you just, if you maintained, didn't go really far in reverse, and then shot a 220, 240, you're going to probably be close and get it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's the hardest part about these sprinters, man. They're just, you're either on it or you're out, really, you know. And typically I kind of like these kind of formats because, you know, usually I'm never really out of it, but, you know, I'm not going to make any more excuses.
Plus the pattern
Yeah.
leveled it out really, so you couldn't, when you have sometimes you can have a sprint that's just strike fest, and you're
Yeah.
never going to be able to make up the pins
Yeah,
quickly enough.
definitely.
But this one allowed you to stay in games for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless, like I said, unless you shot 120, 120 and got 80 back really, or 160 back really quick, you just weren't. You
Yeah,
were always going to be in it.
Yeah, you're never going to get there, you know. So it's crazy because I think the patterns probably played pretty true, meaning if you go away from the pocket and you get past, I believe it was like 7-8 down lane at the end of the pattern, the ball was not coming back.
Oh no!
I don't give a crap how much rev you had on that thing. That ball was not making it back.
No, we've seen 2 people took 2 counts out.
Oh, wow.
Stephen Kurtz took a 2 count out, and Alfred Wolf took a 2 count out.
Oh,
Both of them took
interesting.
6-9 out the racks.
Going away from the pocket. Yeah.
Exactly.
It was a little different. If you could go up in that area, go up the lane, then you had a decent chance. So, and that's kind of what I seen the last 2 games of the last squad. I just took a chance out there. I'm just going to throw it and see what it looks like, and had a ball bounce off it. I'm like, maybe that was a fluke. So I did it again. The ball did the same thing. I'm like, okay, let's play it and see what happens. So. And it worked out, so I'm surprised nobody else didn't see that. Maybe they did and they just didn't trust it enough or what. So the one thing I did notice when I was out there too, the further left I went, and if you didn't get out of the ball cleanly at the bottom, meaning if you touched it at all during your launch angle, the ball was going to go left regardless. You know?
Gotcha.
So, and a good example was like right there on lane 3, Schissler got one just a little off his hand a little quick, and it read early and pretty much went Brooklyn. So
Yeah, and unfortunately, we've seen a lot of that.
yeah,
There's a lot of washouts out there for sure.
yeah, definitely.
There was no doubts about washouts being in play.
Well, yeah, I left a few odd things too. It was kind of interesting.
We did see the oddity of the day. We did see a 1.5710.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Did it get converted?
Nope, but he got the 5.710 out of it. Left to 7. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
That's interesting. He got the 5.710 out of it, but left the 7 or left the head pin?
Left to 7. So he went to the left side of it because he's right-handed. Went to the left side of it, threw it fairly straight. So the 1 bounced, took the 10 out, and then the ball took the 5.
Okay.
And he couldn't get enough to bounce over to get the 7 out because it's going straight. He wasn't never going to be able to hook at it. So it was. I don't know how you would ever shoot it, to be honest with you. And that's something that never comes up in the book. There's not a book that says, "Hey, this is how you shoot this."
Not yet, anyway.
Exactly.
I think the only way you'd probably want to do that is try to come in light up behind the head pin.
Yeah, you got to get the head pin to come
Off
to
the
go
wall.
get to the 10.
Yep, to get the wall, and the ball
And then the
tips
5
the 5 gets the 7.
Yeah,
So.
that's the only way. That's the only shot you got at it.
Yep.
The best shot's not to leave it.
No, some of these patterns, it's hard not to leave it. If you know what I mean.
The other crazy thing I seen I think it was during the last game was I forget who it was, left the 1-3-10, and
Interesting.
spun it enough that the one, it clipped it on the left side, spun it enough, the one goes, hits the flat gutter, comes back out, and goes in between the 3 and the 10. So he just got the one out of that.
Wow.
It was impressive, but heartbreaking at the same time.
Yeah. Was he a lefty or righty?
He's right-handed.
Oh, interesting.
It was incredible.
That is interesting.
I've seen some incredible stuff today.
Speaking of some weird leaves, Ron Johnson on 6 just left a 3-7-10, so
You know what? I think he's going to pick this up.
Yeah, I like his chances.
The only problem he would have is if the ball picks up too early on the 3. When he's trying to get it to go through the 3 and the 10.
Yeah. See, I thought he would throw a spare ball at it, so. But I know when I bowled with him earlier, he had a few issues with a couple of spares here and there, so.
Oof.
It was close.
It was.
It's a good run.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's some players in the field.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few. Give me time, I'll be there.
No slouches out there.
Yeah.
Ooh. Take that.
Let's see what Schissler does here.
He's working on a strike.
Yeah.
Huffman has the double.
That looks pretty good.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, one thing I noticed too, you had to be really clean at the bottom. And you just had to make it feel like the ball was not coming off your hand at all. So, I mean, what I mean by that is you didn't want to feel the ball off your hand. It's like, because the minute you touched it, what the sensitive as the pattern is, whether it's speed or launch angle, it was just going to take off or sell, one of the two.
Gotcha.
And I struggled with that today. I didn't have that little touch, but I mean,
It's a good shot. There you go. Went a little longer than I would like, but
yeah, I think he's throwing a tour, but I'm not sure. He's been with that ball since the last squad, so
okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a tour, but not for sure.
Good shot, Brandon.
Because it reacts like a tour, so.
There we go.
Nice.
It's got a good look.
Yeah.
It's got a really good look. Nope, 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 nope. I think Brandon occasionally will get in trouble, overthrow it a little bit.
Yeah. I've seen that quite a bit today with a few players. That looks pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. 2-game formats. You don't want to give up too many pins on spares. Try to make them.
Is it a 2-game, the top 5, I take it? Or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, straight to top 5?
So,
Okay.
yep, semis they took 10, bowl 2 games, cut to the top 5 for Stair-step.
Okay. Should be interesting.
Yeah, so it makes you work hard because you still want to get a high seed.
Right.
So instead of just, I just got to beat half the field, you still want to make sure you get a fairly high seed. There we go. 4-bagger. Okay. Ron's throwing pretty good.
Yeah, he is. And I've noticed today that a lot of players are throwing some medium to weaker bowling balls. Got around that one a little bit.
Yes, he did.
I was kind of staying a little medium to medium stronger today, and I probably should have gone to something weaker, but I don't know. When you don't trust your game very well, it's kind of hard to make some of those guesses and chances, you know.
So what are you bowling next?
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. From my understanding, Rocco's got another tournament on the 15th or the 16th, something like that. So that's in, what, 2 weeks?
Doubles, yes.
Yeah.
I do believe. Is it?
No, I think it's singles.
It's a singles.
Yeah, it's handicap singles over at Sierra Vista or Zone Ridge, whatever you want to call it.
Correct.
But that's the same weekend that the Raz final series is supposed to be too, down at Peak Bowl.
Gotcha.
I haven't heard much about that, so chances are I'm probably not going to bowl that. So I gotta get a hold of that director and figure out how to get my entry back. So we'll have to wait and see.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I think that's it. When I get back in 10 days, I'm going to try to practice a little more. So
There's an idea.
I probably should have done that before I bowled today.
There's another idea.
But that's all right, you know.
Sometimes just throw yourself in the fire and see what happens.
That's what I do, man. That's what I do. You know, sometimes it pays off, and today wasn't one of those days, but that's okay. So better shot by Huffman.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon up on 6. I think they're going to skip one.
Interesting.
I'm assuming. Or maybe slide. Figure that out here in a minute.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. The early squads skipped one, second squad skipped 2. I thought that was a little interesting.
Okay, Schissler. Trying to keep it up.
Trying to gain some pins on Huffman, but you know, it's total pins between all. So.
True. Yeah, he knew that one wasn't good.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I was saying, you touch it at the bottom, and it's going to pick up quicker than you want it to. Still gets down lane, but just not in the right direction.
All right, Brandon.
Yeah, he looks a little lost just from his body language, so I don't know.
Might not be trusting what he's seeing out there at this present moment. Make your spares. Nope. Oh. Messenger comes across.
Nice.
Ooh. Oh, Brooklyn. Right. Getting down to crunch time of game one.
Yeah, looks like everybody's about pretty much even here and there,
Yeah.
except for a player or two, kind of trying to get a big lead out of it. So looks like a 5 count down there by Montoya on 10.
Nobody's trying to run away with it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good shot. Aye. Thought he was going to get it to come up a little bit more on the backside. Actually, I like what he did with it, though. Ooh.
It's but I kind of seen that quite a bit today too. You go high, make a move, then you go light. And the 210, 2810, 24810 variants is seen quite a bit.
Yeah. I was talking to Ricky here. I've seen a lot of double wood today, too.
Yep.
2 8s, 3 9s, which makes this spare even harder to get. Because traditionally, when we get the 2 8 10, somebody gets the 210 out of it and leaves the 8. There we go. Yeah. See, I thought that was what was going to happen with the last one.
Yeah.
I think I'm liking what he's doing because I think he's in the right part of the rack where it's not coming up super high through it and potential leaving a 4. He's right in that switch zone where everything's pushing a little bit to the left and he can get the 7 out. His worst case scenario is he's going to leave a 7.
Yep. Yeah. Worst case scenario, you can leave a 10 with it. So.
Yeah, exactly. If he gets a little fast, that's your negativity to it. But
No.
no,
It's being honest.
that's the pros and cons. Exactly.
I mean, yeah, you get just a touch fast and get behind that head pin a little too much, you know, and you're going to push that 3 pin straight back. The ball's barely going to catch the 3, and or the 3, and the 3 is not going to touch the 6 very much, and next thing you know.
Thanks for coming.
Yep, 7-10.
All right.
There's one thing too. Schissler was talking about seeing the ball today, and I can tell you I didn't really see the ball too well today. It was different. So I think it's been a long, long time since I've had that happen.
Uh-oh.
Shoot 230, 233.
Well,
Schissler can punch for 236. So it looks like we've got a 2-0, a 250, a 260, 230s.
who shot 260?
Whoever it was on lane 8. I believe it's 260.
Is it?
Or is that 58? No, that's 68.
Wow.
Got a 2-team down there. Looks like a $140 and a $180.
The 140 guy is going to need some help.
Yeah.
In 2 game sprint like this, 140s.
Probably not going to do a very good job at it.
Unless you shoot 300 next game.
Yeah, but I mean, you're already 60 pins back. We'll say 50, so. And that's going to be a lot to make up against the talent that's out here.
Yeah, that is for sure. We got, looks like Guerrero and Capasso coming.
Okay.
And somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know if they were skipping one, skipping two, or what. Let's see. I think they're skipping one.
You should just let them pick the next lane you want to bowl on.
Oh, well, that'd be fun.
Whoever gets there first.
Hey, they might be a tournament to run. Hey, pick your lane.
There you go.
You can only bowl in those same lane once.
Yeah. You use the whole house. That would be an interesting. It would probably take forever.
It might, but but definitely be different, interesting.
Or put all lanes in a hat, and as you're going by, people pick it out. Okay, we're on this lane next, and you go there.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So then nobody can complain about, well, I had to follow so-and-so or this, that, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think the only complaint you would have would be if you bowled really bad on a pair, and then you draw that pair again. That's truly the luck of the draw.
Yeah, and that's your bad luck at that point in time. Only person to blame is yourself at that point in time.
That's crazy.
All right, so.
Better hope you don't chop it. Okay. Yeah.
Schissler leaves at 216.
Okay. So 230, 20, 216. We got 260, 215.
182. And he can get to 99.
180, I think it's a 186 down there. So, I mean, overall, fairly not too bad.
No, it's going to get tight in those for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
It's all fairly close. Hey. 95. So 95. Could have used all of that because you never know when you're going to need it again.
That's true. That's very true.
Would you shoot? Would you shoot? Steve had the 260. Okay. So we got Keith and Noah. Giovanni's on the other.
Okay.
And who is Giovanni bowling with?
He was bowling with Montoya.
Yep. And Montoya. Okay. Well, let's get it. Game 2. The good thing, too, about this 2-game format is that if you're a player who just focus on your game, it's too hard to figure out who's doing what, where, and why this quickly.
Yeah.
Unless they're right next to you or something. But other than that, you just bowl, and let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah.
Because when you get in those long formats and people are going around, looking around, okay, well, I'm 30 back of this or that or whatever.
Yeah, that can be distracting. I used to do that, and then I've learned to stop doing that, you know, so. And I've learned to just kind of keep all that to myself and, you know, play my own mind games with myself, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. So it looks like all he did was slide.
Yeah. No, they skipped.
No, they skipped because Huffman was over there.
Yeah.
+1 is top 5 right now.
Yep.
Okay.
And that would have been Brandon, I believe. All right, sir, it's been fun. I'm going to go home and ice this knee for a while.
Take a long nap.
I
You got a couple days off?
Yeah, I don't have
There
to
you
go
go.
back to work till Wednesday, so joy. I get to get up early Wednesday and take
You
a
probably
trip.
end up getting up early tomorrow anyways.
I always do. I mean, today I wanted to sleep in. Got up at 6:30. I was like, ooh, okay, that's good. So I guess it's sleeping in when you're normally up around 4:30. So
There you go, extra 2 hours. Have a
Yeah.
great 4th, my friend.
I will. You be safe. As
Absolutely.
always, so
You got it.
have fun out there. I will try and watch this on the way home or when I get home. So
There
we'll
you
see
go.
What happens? So.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yep. Anytime. Everybody out there, have a good, safe 4th, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right, Mr. Hernandez. Let's look at this really quick. So, perfect. Steve Bodovic, 268. Second was Chris Huffman, 233. Third, Rick Schissler, 216. Fourth, Keith Guerrero, 215. And then 201, Will Reynolds. All right, fantastic.
Have fun.
All right. So this is going quick. We will be done with game 2, then we'll cut to the top 5.
Played this game a couple times.
Now we have one Mr. Grinds in the house.
Hello.
There's a lot of grinds out there, so we'll say DJ Grinds. How
fair.
about that?
That's fair. Yeah.
You guys multiply a lot.
We run the gamut with rabbits.
There you go. So, what'd you think?
You know, I came in knowing it was going to be tough. This is the new Scorpion.
Exactly.
I've bowled on it a couple times now.
Okay.
It's really speed sensitive, but also playable. I mean, we've seen throughout qualifying and now this round too, like there's a lot of 160s, 170s, but there's also 260s.
Exactly.
If you're in the right part of the lane and you can stay consistent, it's there. Knowing my game a little bit and I can stay soft, I had some room, but I still had to be pretty precise.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, honestly, looking at our top 10 here, we've got some pretty precise people, and then we've also got some good ball speed people, which kind of speaks to how this pattern should play.
Oh, absolutely. And you got some players in this field, that's for sure.
Definitely.
It wasn't just a cakewalk, that's for sure.
Right.
And people here, or the people that are here deserve to be here.
Yes.
Some good bowling going on. This guy keeps looking for a thumb. He's not paying attention to me.
No.
He'll yell at me later.
Yep. It's a great shot out of Noah there.
Yes.
I think Giovanni's one to watch here.
That's what I was saying. I could see him winning.
Looks in.
There you go. Sometimes you need to take the breaks with him.
Right. Keith doing Keith things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
This is only going to get better for him as it goes along. So
Exactly.
they're hoping he doesn't make it to the dance.
and that forward roll of his too makes it a little more predictable.
Yes.
Did
I
you
don't
get
think-
to see results
Yeah,
after game one?
show me the top 5. It was Steven Bodovic.
Uh-huh.
Second was Huffman.
Okay.
And then Ricky, 15, Will Reynolds. And then 01, I can't remember who that is off the top of my head.
Okay.
But so those guys are, I mean, Steve's got a great look and he's just running away with it a little bit. I think Noah and Keith were
Outside
probably
looking
within,
in.
yeah,
Yeah.
10
okay.
or 20 at the most. I think everybody's right there.
Yeah.
It's just stacked and packed at this point in time.
It's a good shot by Ricky. Oh.
This is when it gets real interesting. I like this part of the tournament here. 'Cause now you see what people are made of.
Yep. Start looking around.
Exactly.
A little less worried about yourself. And then you add a pretty difficult pattern to the mix. Some goofy stuff happens.
Exactly. This is the mental part of the game where you got to stay focused and worry about, okay, I can only do what's in front of me and
Yep.
can't control somebody else over there. And if you get to watch and somebody catches a break over here or what have you, and then you're like, oh.
Yep.
And make your spares.
Exactly. That looks good.
There we
Good
go.
shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can help with talking a little bit about the pattern 2 crossing with Noah. He's been in a primal shock for
Yep.
most of the day with, he was originally in that jackal ambush.
Okay.
Started to kind of burn out on him, so he went with a little less aggressive cover. And now
Something
he's
that's
kind
cleaner
of
through the fronts, for
Yep.
sure.
found his way back into the Venom shock. He played with the recoil for a minute, but wasn't quite giving him the mid lane read that he needed.
Okay.
The shock seems to look pretty good. It's not quite giving the fancy strikes, but it's mixing things up, which honestly is probably the hit you want right now.
Exactly.
So we're watching like Keith, who can get on it. The minute you get a little fast, you 210.
Yes. And if you're higher speed, higher rev rate players, and the minute you get slow, then you going through the face.
Yep.
So it's what penalty you're going to pay. So, like I was telling Isaac, I think that's like or what you just said a second ago. That is actually a play. You want to be a little light in the pocket coming through it, because if you're trying to force it heavy into the pocket, you're eventually going to pay a massive penalty.
Yep. Yep. And especially on things this touchy, like it's so hard to be in that zone.
All right, want to see what Mr. Guerrero does here.
And it's hard to convince yourself of a move.
Exactly. Bang. See?
Yep.
There it is. Oy.
He slowed back down on that one, but paid the penalty. Probably didn't make a move, changed his speed compared to the last shot.
Yes.
Looks good off Huffman's hands.
He's throwing it really well. He is throwing it well.
He's a good bowler, man. I've crossed with him quite a bit. He's consistent. He works hard. I mean, he's in great shape, which sometimes you need on these patterns.
There you go.
Big
Yeah.
hit for Gio there.
Don't change a thing.
See what Keith can do here on lane 3 after that last one. That looks better.
There we go.
Did you know he changed to Sarge Easter?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Hey, that was completely in play all day long.
Yeah.
You had the washout was a favorite leave of a lot of people.
Yes. It's got a chance.
There we
There
go.
it is.
Giovanni is he's the anomaly out here. He's just, I'm going to slow roll it,
Yep.
play it fairly straight.
I mean, he's the good thing for people watching back home, though, too, is that the second he gets around it is what happened on lane 6. As long as he's up the back, he's going to have a consistent read there. That was a great shot by Noah.
It was.
But, yeah, when you take the speed out of it, your hands got to be pretty precise on this pattern.
Absolutely. And that's the only unfortunate part, is that if you got way too much speed or not enough speed, then your mistakes are magnified tenfold.
Yep. Brian can do here. Help.
There we
Great
go.
shot. Great shot. He doesn't
Brian
look
looks like he
happy
just
about it.
exactly looks like he just spent 30 days bowling. I am done. There we
Great
go.
shot by Noah.
Absolutely. He came back as a
Yep. Yep.
Good
Lane
shot.
7, if you saw that shot there, that was aced.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, help.
Well, caught a break.
Got a little
the leave of the day is back
Yeah.
again.
Yep. You bowled on this new Scorpion, Rob?
Not yet. Not yet. But watching this has made me not want to bowl on it anytime soon. That's for sure. Or at least not here. That's for sure.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeesh.
It's tough. I mean, I think the first time I bowled on it was last summer.
Okay.
It was, especially coming from the last couple Scorpions, had some room.
Absolutely.
They weren't easy by any means. They've always been, Scorpion's been one of the harder ones, but, and even Arapahoe, I think you guys covered that 2019 Scorpion pattern. It was much different.
Yes.
Much different.
Yeah, this one makes that one look, a little more open.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go back to 2019.
Right.
All right,
That's
Giovanni.
a good shot by Gio.
All right,
Great
there we go. Ooh.
Chris runs down the spare there. See Noah for a couple shots here.
All right, we are in the 8th and 9th frame here.
Looks like Badavinic's still plugging along down there. He's probably going to be the guy to beat.
Yeah. He just rolled out of bed and shot 260.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That guy does things I think half of us wish we could do.
Absolutely. Always get on him because he never practices. And he came in today when I was talking to him, and he's like, well, I practiced twice this week. So, okay. And he's getting ready to go to the Senior World Series of bowling, so
That's
he said I got to put some more practice in.
He had a great showing at the PBA 50 in Greeley.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's got a hold. Yep.
Okay.
He actually got a little around that one, which probably helped him hold that line a little bit. Looked a little in, but when you're in the right part of the lane.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make little mistakes, and it's okay.
That looks a little in. Got there. Nice shot.
Here comes Gio.
Yeah. Again, just up the back.
Yeah.
That ball's rolling forward is pretty predictable.
Oh,
Chris.
yeah.
It's a big 10th frame for Noah. I think he went 190, 180 first game.
Yeah, somewhere in there, and they were close. They were a lot of people hovering around the bubble.
Give himself
Brian.
a chance here. I'm sure Keith was in his ballpark, so that helps.
Yeah, Keith is going to drop.
Chris Huffman struggling a little bit over there.
Giovanni wasn't in, but he looks like he's coming that way.
He likes it.
There we go.
That looked great. Kid's good.
Yes, he is.
I don't care what that DJ Grind guy says. Brian's gonna give that a run. Oh.
Well, Brian's in trouble.
See it?
Okay. It's good. 230's not bad.
I gotta say hi, Grayson. Apparently my son's watching.
There
He
you
can
go.
Hear me.
Absolutely. Just keeps swatting at the TV.
Yeah. Grandma said he's yelling, Dad, Dad, Dad. Dad's definitely not bullying anymore, bud. But your Uncle Noah's out there.
There you go. 237 for Noah.
It's a big number. Keith's going to play into it's easy when it feels like it doesn't matter right now. A lot less pressure.
Yes.
It's like, can't see numbers down there. I'm old. My eyes don't work that
Me and you
well.
both.
Chris Huffman. Big
Wow.
messenger there. He can make 2-0 now.
What's Brandon look like?
Let's see here. Brandon's got 105 in the 5th. So still on 220 pace.
Wow, they're way behind.
240 pace. See what he does here. Great shot by Gio. Brandon buries one off screen.
This is gigantic. Gio gets this one here.
Yeah, and big shout out to Giovanni. He's been practicing a lot. Got a new job that travels a lot. He's been taking bowling balls with him and
Smart man.
getting in rolls when he can. Huffman crosses over there. Looks like he's going to set himself for a possible 2-team. Gio's on 260 pace here. Could be huge.
Yes, 260 is gigantic.
It's got a hold. Yeah, I must not have a good read on 5. That's 2 in a row now.
Every time he says he's got a hold.
Ace, yeah. He's got a really good look on 5. Chris spares up there. Let's see what we got looking down here.
Giovanni, he shot 142 the first game.
Well,
He's going to get himself back to even.
yeah.
So he's giving himself most people, I would give him credit here. Most people, 140, I'm done. There's 2 games. You know what? It's over.
Especially a cashier's round, you're like, I got my check.
Exactly. Let's
My
move
leg
on.
hurts.
He's actually grinding us out.
See, I should have said hold there.
Yeah,
I should've said
exactly.
hold there.
Yeah.
Talked myself out of it.
So he finishes. He can finish with 57.
57, so he's going to be up minus
90.
1.
Yeah.
Ron Johnson down there off screen. Oh, paralyzer 5-7.
Oh,
Ouch.
that's not good.
Vinick had the hand in the air. I assume that's a good sign. Usually is.
So Giovanni will finish with -1. So he'll need a little help. Depends on what everybody else does here. Okay.
Great game, though.
Absolutely.
So peeking down here, it looks like Ron Johnson's on. If he strikes out, he goes 2-0. Brandon Knowles. Looks like still 30, 60, 90 in the 8th, so he's on 250 pace.
For Brandon?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to steal our board really quick. So Noah ends up at +29. Guerrero's -27. Giovanni's -1.
Vinick's probably our pack leader.
Yeah.
Plus 87.
Where was Brandon? Brandon was 82, so he can't even catch one with a 250. The only person who could catch Vinick would have been Chris. Yeah.
He's looking at a 2-0 pace.
Yeah.
So
You had to shoot.
Vinick's going to be your 1 seed.
It's always good when bowlers start talking to themselves.
Yes, yes. Especially in my field of work.
Yeah, absolutely. You should have a plethora of clients around here.
Yes. Some might say job security. We did mention all the grinds earlier. There's probably something there.
Yeah, you know you have to leave the house.
Exactly. So Big 10 for Brandon. Gets the kick.
Yes, he did.
So that sets him up in the 9th on a 250 pace. So he could be looking down to run down about that 2 seed, depending on what people in the middle do. Ricky can give himself a chance to stay 220 pace here. Rolls
Woo!
it. Nice.
And he finished at 16 the first game, so 220 puts him at plus 35, 36-ish.
It's looking like so far we're going to have Schissler, Knowles, Gallegos, and Badavinik.
So that's 4.
In no particular order yet.
And Huffman can finish at, that's probably going to be your 5th.
Ron Johnson's putting up a fight. I don't know what he did first game.
He shot 2-teen, or no, I think it was 2-teen.
So he can go out for 2-0 here. Keep himself relevant, but maybe last guy looking in.
Yeah, it's getting really tight really quickly.
So Huffman's got a little bit of a buffer. Ricky likes that one.
Oh,
So he'll go 2-teen. He should be safe.
it's going to put him at about plus 30-ish. So he maintains ahead of Noah.
Yep. Ron Johnson's not giving it up yet.
No, he's not. There you go, make your spare. And that is 214 for Ricky, so it does put him at 230, or 30 over. 219?
Yeah.
What? You slopping off now? You slopping off now?
Rocco, can we see that?
We're getting yelled at all times.
Ooh,
Ooh, that hurt.
that does hurt actually. Let's see here. So we've got Schissler at plus 30, Noah at plus 29, Badavinik at plus 87. The next closest is going to be minus 1 with Caspasso.
So Huffman
Plus
and
33, Johnson minus 5.
Brandon was minus 18. Bang, got that one.
So he's going to fight for even here and stay at minus 5.
That's probably not going to get
It's
there.
looking like Knowles, Schissler,
Badavinik.
Badavinik, Noah. And then what does this do to Chris here? Big
Good spare,
pickup.
good spare.
So that's going to leave him in, puts him at 2-0. So that's
So
going
puts
to
him
leave
at
him in the 30s.
30s.
There's our,
So I think there's going to be a bunch of people are cut around that 230 mark.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Badavinik in the 1.
Yeah,
Oh, big carry. It's either going to be Knowles or Huffman in the 2. The other one in the 3, and then maybe 4 or 5, Ricky and Noah. Big 10 keeps him even.
okay.
So he's plus
Plus 30.
33.
So right now it's Badavinik and Huffman, and then Schissler and Noah.
Yep,
And Noah's at 29, right?
yep.
Okay.
Schissler got him by a pin. Huffman's got him by 4. Ron's going to go minus 5.
So the spoiler, the only guy, well, so we're just waiting on the 1. So
Yeah.
it's going to be, it could be Brandon.
It looks like Brandon's going to get in. It's just what seed is he going to be at this
Gotcha.
point. He went minus 18 game 1. He's now in the 45s. So he's going to go 250.
So he's going to be, yeah, he's going around. He's going to the
He's
2.
going to jump up
yeah.
to the 2. Yep, it's likely going to be Ricky and Noah in the first match.
So Noah Noah standing in front of me. That's just throwing me off. Brandon did a heck of a move.
Yeah, it looks like.
No,
Sure. I'm gonna step away and ball rep for a minute.
no problem. All right, as we get some unofficial, official counting. Okay, we are done with semis. They're tallying up the scores. And then we will have our top 5 here in just a moment.
All right, gentlemen. Nice bowling by everybody. Finishing 10th place, Brian Montoya. 9th place, Will Reynolds. 8th place, Keith Guerrero. 7th place, Ron Johnson. 6th place, Johnny Capasso. Your top 5. First seed, Steve Bodovinik. 2nd seed, Brandon Knowles. 3rd seed, Christopher Huffman. 4th seed, Ricky Schissler. 5th seed, Noah Gallegos. Your finals pair will be lanes 5 and 6. Ricky and Noah report to that pair. You'll each get 2 shots on each lane.
Almost took it away from me. If you ever eat again and go 210, I'm not letting you eat it. My kid gets locked. Something to be reckoned with. Prism likes the motive, right?
Absolutely. That's why I tried to crop out Steve's ball.
How do I get in on that? You guys can't forget your 3rd quinceañera partner.
Our dance partner?
Yeah. 300 feet.
One and two will be your practice pair. 1 and 2 is a practice pair for everybody else.
That was before.
So basically, Dana, how I filled out is whoever lives here, I put the name here. Name here and then
Again, I'm not professional. If you ever need to talk,
well, I was checking the tab.
let's just start.
Fine, I'll take it off. I will.
Get 2 shots total, right?
What are you thinking?
Okay, they're finishing up their practice. We're going to have a Gallegos versus Schissler match for match 1.
Trust yourself.
The winner of this match is going to take on Mr. Huffman. Brendan Knowles was marched himself up to the 2 seed.
Surged.
And Steve Bodovinik is your leader.
It's hard to not bowl against knowing a bit of a cheering squad of this part of town. This is his hood.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most predictable too. No. We had a good turnout.
It was.
Some names that haven't been around in a while. Kurtz showed up.
Yes. Stone. He
Yeah.
usually shows up every so often. He'll pop his head in the door.
Yep. And it was less than 50 feet.
Alfred Wolf
Yep.
usually only shows up for majors.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been watching, but Greg, I don't know his last name. Keith Guerrero's friend from.
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
He throws a great ball.
He does. Throws it really good. There's a couple people I've seen throughout the field that I haven't seen before, and they throw it pretty good.
Yeah.
They just got to get themselves a little refined, and they'll be better off.
That's way in.
It is.
Are we scoring? I'm hoping that was still a practice shot. Should it be scoring?
Oh,
Is that
hold on. We should be
supposed
scoring.
to be scoring?
So they got to turn the scoring on. Schissler will have a 7 count.
That was, in fact, a scoring shot. We'll have to.
So there we go.
Looks like they got it there.
7 and a spare.
Chris Kelso, the lane man.
On top of
Always
not only
helpful.
the lane man, but he can work the counter as well.
Don't anyone ever say he can't do things. Speaking of Chris Kelso,
He's a
some
halfway decent
big
bowler, too.
performances lately. Regional win, a third-place finish.
I think that guy could throw a bowling ball.
Don't tell him that, though.
No, I would never mention that. All right, Noah, lane 6.
Got that one wide of anything he had done in practice.
Hey,
And we see the result.
yes.
Interesting leave here.
The 110. Sounds like a highway.
Yeah. I'd be very curious when they do the shows with the PBA stats on this spare. He gives it a chance.
There you
Great
go.
shot. Same as a 610.
Absolutely. Should have took a bow after that.
Yeah.
Okay, my suggestion would be don't leave that again.
I doctor approved.
Yeah, because if you're shooting a lot of those, they will be on your couch. I guarantee you that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Look like about 18 out to 9. It's swishered, but it was there. No. One with your feet. Discuss that. See what his does.
Okay, Ricky is up.
It's like
Working on a spare in a second.
Looks like he's throwing. Is that an idle?
Being purple, I would assume so. There we go.
Seems we got two very different reactions right now. One's kind of jumping off the spot. Noah's looks a little lazy. I would say I think rev rate's pretty close between the two
Yes.
of them.
If not, I would say Noah's got the advantage with
Yeah.
the rev rate.
Maybe a little more forward roll out of Ricky. Looks like we're going to see a ball change here. Oh, I'm going to blank on the name of this one. I believe it's a pearl. So
And his body's blocking me. I got no shot. I can tell you his shirt's blue.
maybe infinite. Is that a new?
Yep. Oh, infinite physics? Or just infinite
wow.
period. That ball went sideways. 4-7-10. having a long discussion about what Noah's going to do next here.
I don't know about you, Rob, but these are always interesting spots for me in head-to-head matches when we're both a little lost.
Yes.
But you cannot give up the pocket to make a makeable. It's hard to make a move.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I'm in
you're-
Noah's position right now, I'm avoiding doing anything drastic because it looks like Ricky's fishing a little bit.
Yeah, I'd rather shoot a 4-pin, a 10-pin versus I make a move and actually big 4. Or
Exactly. And if he runs the string off and gets a 6-bagger, hey, it wasn't meant for me to win today.
exactly.
But I don't want to shoot myself in the foot.
Exactly.
And actually, he's going to another ball change.
There we go. That looked a lot better shape-wise.
Yep.
Little soft,
Yep.
little flat. But I think if we're comparing fishing poles, Noah's a little closer to
Yes.
reeling something in. But I mean, I've been watching Ricky my entire life. You can't count him out.
No. And that's the thing is, these guys who are really good, why make it easier for them by year fishing and making a big mistake? Just keep the pocket
Yep.
and make them still work for it.
Yep. Up there. Let's see if he can bury 10 here.
Because right now he's still in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I think sometimes it gets really easy to actually overthink here. Of, hey, I flat 10. What would I have done if this was a 10-game block? I'm not worried about
Exactly.
kind of keeping yourself in that mind state.
Yeah. Because, like I said, if I'm new, I'm looking at, okay, I flat 10. Okay. I can probably make a slight adjustment and try to get it. If not, then the worst case scenario is I'm getting 10 pin.
That looks pretty good. Oh, wow.
Versus now we have a
Yep.
problem.
Yep.
Okay. This match has just got a little bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm. Off his hand and at the cross at the arrows, it looked good. And it just kind of laid there. Gave that a chance.
Got it.
Great pickup.
Nice spare. Okay, Ricky. Okay, leaves just a 2-pin.
You're seeing the lane a lot better than I am. I have a couple hats on right now.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you hit a little bit of nail on the head. What's happening is the fronts and the mids are starting to go, and you're carrying everything down to the back of the lane. So the ball looks like it gets down there and just gets lazy. So people either see it as, oh, it's not big enough ball, so they go to something bigger. Then it loses so much energy earlier, and then you
Yep.
still had the same problem.
Yep.
And then you've wasted making these decisions.
Exactly. Yeah, I said it after the first 2 frames for both of them that Ricky's was getting off the spot, which tells me we probably had a layout that was more aggressive down lane, and he was missing that mid lane as he's transitioned. We've seen the early hook,
Okay.
but the early hook can die.
Yes. Exactly. Right now, I don't think you're looking for early hook.
No, you want it to get through that spot. Which
Absolutely.
looks
And I
like
think Ricky, because when he was talking, his new thing is he went to a bunch of layouts that are low flare. So it stands to reason. Ball is getting through everything in front, but then it's going sideways on the backside
Yep.
of the lane.
Yep. Looks like Noah went to a super rally here. He's going to try to jam it in there. Doesn't look like a bad move.
Okay. Make the spare.
What was Noah's split that he made?
2-4-10. Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what kind of look he has with that ball on 5.
Okay. So yeah, Rob, we're actually getting some information here that we're probably on a better of the right track there. Brandon Knowles said he crossed this pair and there was no hold. So I think we're seeing a ton of the carry down right now.
Absolutely. The mids are gone.
Yep.
So balls are burning up early, and then it's giving you this look of, oh man, they're not hooking, they're hooking.
This is pretty cool to see, actually. We've got 2 different philosophies at this of Ricky's trying to get deeper than it and find that mid-range, and it looks like Noah's trying to throw it through it.
Yes, because he went to something that's going to clear the mids and everything, and then hopefully still have the back end to get there. He's just got to, he's looking for a ball that will come over the backside. There you go.
That looked beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, so everybody watching right now, you can see 2 different projection points now. You've got Noah trying to take care of the issue in the mid lane by kind of going through it, still staying soft to let that super recover, even though it's a pearl with not a big weight block.
Correct.
And then you've got Ricky, it looks like, I can't tell what ball that is, but
I think
he's
went
gotten
up
deeper.
Yeah, he's went up to a big ball.
And he's looks like he's trying to miss that mid-range and find some of the oil we haven't touched yet on the left side of the lane.
Okay, good shot
It's
there.
like we're going to have a match here.
Now we got to shoot at.
Yep.
Went
Yeah,
through the
so
first 3 frames, nobody knew what was going on.
It looked like Ricky initially around the arrows was about 15 to 17 range, and now he's in the 20, 21 range. So we saw a big left jump. Noah's still in that 15 to 13 range, but like we said, in a smaller
absolutely.
engine with something that'll clear the mids.
Yep. And the idea is we'll clear the mids and still have enough pop in the back to get over the carry down in the backside of the lane.
Ricky's
All right.
strike there actually gives him the lead.
That it does.
He's going to be plus 12 there. Noah can make this a 2-pin match with a strike here in the 7th. And then Noah will finish first, so we'll see Ricky will have to step up in the 10th if Noah can apply the pressure.
Yeah, that's all you're doing is trying to give yourself a chance to have a chance.
Yep. It looked like that one he got a hold of it, where he was trying to be soft earlier.
Yes.
And it crossed over. Good spare.
Yes, sir.
So going into the 8th.
And the tricky part for him is, actually he's going to do another ball change, is trusting the ball is going to clear the fronts and the mids. And what he tried to do with that one, I think, is I kind of forced it to clear it and come through. And
it looks like now he's going to make the jump. He's going to try to do what Ricky's doing. It's hard when you make that move to kind of jam it in there. It's hard not to hit it.
Yes.
And you got to stay soft. And it just wasn't quite the right ball, I think.
Nope.
Ricky's in a pretty big ball.
Yes.
I think Noah needed to make a little bit more of a jump there, or trust that he didn't throw a good shot on 6. And it's going to leave a big opening there.
That he does. So he's going to need some help now. Okay, we got Ricky up on lane 6. The 8th frame.
Ricky's kind of found it there.
Yes, he has. The only play he can't do is come short. Okay, Ricky's up on lane 5.
Hey, you never know. Come on. Yeah, so. Some insight there. Noah said himself going into the 7th there that he thinks the right idea might have been to shape it, which is what we said Ricky was doing, is kind of trying to find the oil that remained. That's the hard part of one-game matches.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes, I mean, it's a learning experience. He knows next time, okay,
Yep.
when I'm in this position, this is what I'm going to do.
And especially on a pattern like this where the miss right punishes you quite heavily.
Absolutely.
It's hard to make that decision of, especially for a lot of us, that a soft hit, usually the move is back right.
Right.
On something like this, it's actually left.
Yeah, absolutely. And give it to Ricky. He made,
Yep.
I mean, he did fish. He was fishing early, and something bit on the hook, and he
Yep.
reeled it in pretty good.
Well, and what's cool is seeing like the trust in the shots is he went one lane with one ball and went to the whatever he's in right now on the next shot.
Yes.
Which tells him you saw something. Trusting your reads, and there we see Noah slowing up, getting into that deeper zone. He knows it.
Yeah, absolutely. Bowled well.
Yep. He's always a competitor. He's always going to be someone that we got to look out for.
Yes.
I mean, there's a list of people in Colorado that.
And a few of them were here today, that's for sure.
Yes. We got Chris Huffman coming up next.
Yes.
Noah's going to finish this off here. Looks like for a 2-0. Ricky's already in the 190s. It looks like he already grabbed a ball to kind of take a look to get ready for
Absolutely.
the next
If
game.
you've got a match in hand and you got a bowl in the next one, yes, he's throw a 5-bagger with the other one. But let me see what this one does. 'Cause I may need this at some point in time.
The top 5 is balanced out. We have 2 one-handers, 2 two-handers now. The two-handers had a lead there for a second. Noah finishes 201.
No left-handers, though.
No. Were there many in the field?
I think the whole day I seen maybe 3.
I'm not sure in my block I've noticed. Many.
You were in B. Yes,
B,
there was 2
yeah.
together because Zach and
Okay.
the guy, or he was crossing with somebody who was another left-hander. So I
Okay.
know there was 2 there, and that might have been it actually. So there might only been 2, and they happened to bowl with each other.
We talk about the plus minus of being alone, but on something so difficult, sometimes being alone, no one to help you break it
No.
down might not be helpful.
Exactly. I've always said left-handers have the world or nothing.
Yeah.
And the really good ones figure out a way to make something that you have nothing make it work.
I'm going to step away for a second and go talk to my boy.
There you go.
I'll be
Talk
back.
him off the ledge.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, Ricky finishing up. Noah finished with 201. Ricky's going to be in the 240s. Next up is Chris Huffman. Then your 2 seed is Brandon Knowles. And the leader is Stepladder. It does. It bode well. No. So he finishes 248? No. That's what he had to do is get out of something that hooked early. And So Schissler will advance against Mr. Huffman. Huffman's going to take 2 shots on each lane for his practice, and then we're going to move on to match 2. I'll step aside while he takes his practice shots. Okay. Match number 2, Huffman versus Schissler.
I don't know if there was any tactic to it or if this is just how he usually goes about it, but Huffman did switch it up on Schissler there.
Are these the actual scores? 809, 815.
Yep.
So that's somebody who just keeps doing strikes until. Is that what happens?
Correct.
Okay, Huffman.
Out of the gate,
There you go.
he says, "I'm here to play."
Yeah,
Ricky Schissler.
Huffman's probably got a good shot at this.
Mm-hmm.
He's got enough speed to clear the fronts, and what he's using has enough back end pop that comes around. Okay,
Ricky stays lined up
he does.
despite the shrug.
He shocked himself. Ricky did shoot 240 the last game. It's what they're bowling on is a little bit tougher than that 240 that he shot.
Yes. Yes. We are starting to see why a few of these guys are in the top. This is impressive. And I mean, we could talk about breakdown, but we still got to consider there was only 2 guys per pair for a 4-game squad. So they're not wide open by any means.
No.
And there we saw that one hang. He didn't quite get that projected right as he had been.
Yes.
Still finding some of that dense volume in the middle. What was the milliliters on this? Do you know, Rob?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. We will find out from Mr. Kelso. He'll be able to tell us here
Yeah.
as soon as we can flag him
So
down.
it's still only 42 feet,
Yes, it is 42.
but it's heavy and flat. So as these guys are moving into it, they're finding unadjusted territory.
Okay, it does make the spare.
Local legend in the building down there practicing, Sean Lee.
Wow. Look out now. We got a couple legends in the place. We got Emily Elkoff.
Yeah.
The legend herself is in
That
the
is
building.
the legend.
Legend of all legends.
Yes.
The queen has blessed us over here.
Yeah.
There's no queen.
She is the queen, despite what she will say.
I see you guys were pointing at me, so
Could you find out the volume of this pattern from Mr. Kelso, please? Can you find out from Mr. Kelso? Thank you. I know you got good connection.
There's an in there.
Exactly.
Some days, maybe.
She's going to come back and say 60 mils. He didn't give her the right answer.
he said it's the 2023
Uh-huh.
version.
Yes.
29 mils.
29 mils.
Okay.
Thank you. We couldn't survive life without you.
Some days.
And you're still the queen.
Oh, no.
All right, Mr. Huffman makes the spare. So 29 mils. They're both on strike spare, so we're even after 2.
Great shot.
Absolutely. He's got lane 5 dialed in for
Yeah.
sure. Where's Huffman from? South or north?
Far as I know, he's from Denver.
Okay. Central.
I think so. I honestly have no idea where he bowls league, but he catches a lot of Arapahoe's tournaments, so
Okay.
I assume he's relatively close.
Or he likes to drive.
Yes. But I haven't seen him up north much, so my guess is he's down here somewhere.
Gotcha. All right. Still tied. They like the opposite lanes, it looks like, at this point in time.
They'd put together quite the score together. Got very different projection angles in this match. Chris is a little more in front of him, but around the same spot at the arrows. Ricky's trying to get it a little bit further right.
Good shot.
Ricky found something with that move in the first match.
Got himself a double. Let's see if Mr. Huffman can respond in kind. bowl nationals?
I did
When'd you bowl?
a week ago.
How'd you like it?
I'm still mentally recovering, trying to remind myself that I'm actually an okay bowler.
You got to sit on your own couch.
Yes, singles and doubles took its toll on me. It's a good shot.
There we go. Still tied.
Actually, looks like there Chris has room out to about where Ricky's break point is.
Yes.
Maybe not the ideal line for him. He seems to be a little bit tighter, but
Yeah, he can make the mistake a little bit to the right and still be okay.
in the right part of the lane.
Yes, sir.
Have you bowled nationals?
Nope, we go next week.
Oh.
Leaving tomorrow, actually.
Good luck.
I heard doubles and singles is hooking.
It's hooking a lot. It's very speed sensitive. I found myself kind of doing the thought I threw a good shot, make a move, realize I didn't. Now I'm 3 frames behind. But
Yeah.
it's fun. I mean, you
Absolutely.
know the group of guys I go with. It's always a good time.
Absolutely.
That one was much tighter than this shot on 6.
He broke everything up, leaves
Yeah.
just a 4-pin. See, and I think he chased himself off of what he did on 6.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking, okay, I got away with this one. I got to tighten it up. And
Yep.
And it's not something that's not uncommon. Probably 80% of the planet doesn't. You make a mistake to the right, next one's going slightly to the left.
Yes. Just a little bit of PTSD on that for me. Takes care of the spare.
He does.
Ricky steps up here with a chance to take the lead.
He is on his good line.
Yes.
Oops.
Similarly got it a little bit right.
Yep.
Didn't quite get back. We're going to have a 2-pin match, it looks like. 1-pin match going into the 6th. I apologize. Dead even.
Yes, if he makes a spare, we will still. These two, one does one thing. Let me go ahead and match you.
Yep. Covers it up.
Could have just flipped a coin at the end of this game.
Through 5, definitely.
Okay, Ricky. Coming off the spare, looking to start striking again. Oh, got the messenger come
Takes
across.
care of the 10 late. Looks like that one crossed about 22, 23.
These guys both 7 games together, and there's only 9 points difference in 7 games together.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
We have a statistician in the house. Okay, so now if Huffman strikes here, we are tied again. There we go.
That one's a bit tighter than his last shot on 6. Probably more of his ideal line. Trying to convince your brain to trust itself. But have at least a little bit of room on a really tight pattern.
Okay, let's see what he does in the 5th, or on lane 5.
Yeah.
The fifth has already happened.
That's in.
Oh. Okay.
And that one actually crossed about 24 at the arrows, which I don't think was his intended. He's been about 21.
Yeah. So looking at the game from your profession, do you find yourself looking at it more mentally?
I try to keep myself out of it,
Okay.
but yes, like I think the mental component of this game is unreal. I think what I always tell people, that a lot of people ask, like, what's one of the big differences between the pros? Obviously, we can talk about, like, those guys can split boards, that repeat shots incredibly, but I think the sheer repetition helps your mind of just, like, I have done this over and over and over.
Absolutely.
Especially a lot of more local players, like, sure, you've done a lot of shots over and over again, but has it been on something like this?
Correct.
And that's where a lot of those guys separate themselves. Belmo's never getting up there thinking, oh no, this is a tight pattern. This is what I'm used to, right?
Exactly.
And that mental status is just unreal. I mean, and then we can really get into I got wide.
It did.
Things, I mean, you've heard a bunch of people talk about, like, maintaining your heart rate, maintaining things like, I think the one to watch is Lavoie. Just the even keel.
Absolutely.
You don't see the up, you don't see the down. And I think to some people it benefits being up. Some people it benefits just trying to stay as even as possible.
Yeah. My philosophy has always been is figure out which way you're going.
Yeah.
If you have a tendency to get up and you have a tendency to overthrow it, then you know when you need to make a crucial shot, you make the adjustment for what's going to happen.
100%.
Instead of just, well, no, I can control it. I can control it. I can control it. And then
and the
you
main
fight
thing
it.
is be consistent. I mean, you've seen my game throughout the years. There's times where I need to be up, and it benefits me. I can get
All right, good spare.
up in there, and I don't overthrow it. I'm kind of settled in, but I've noticed, especially personally, when I'm trying to do both, it doesn't work. I got to be one or the other, and I see it out here too. If you're trying to stay even keel, you got to stay that way the whole way. It doesn't matter who you're bowling, what you're bowling. If you're benefiting from kind of being amped up and feeding off your opponent,
Oh, absolutely.
keep it going, but you can't let it go.
Yes.
It's fascinating to kind of break down a lot of these things.
I like to look at it too from the perspective of that next level. When you're talking about those guys that you see on TV are really, really, really good, you take that guy versus somebody that's even a great regional player, and they know that they're going to get somebody who's fairly good. Now they're going to introduce a little bit of mind tricks and mind games and go a little slower this time, go a little faster this time, just to try to break you.
Yep. And I think that speaks exactly to maintaining that consistency. If you have people that can dictate it while maintaining their consistency to upset the balance, it's really cool to watch. I mean, and it's human nature, right? Like, if Belmonte was bowling this right now, there's no one in here that wouldn't be like, oh, this is Jason Belmonte.
Absolutely. He's got the built-in advantage already.
Exactly.
All right, come
That's
on,
a good
Mr.
shot.
Huffman.
Ooh. Almost looks like maybe he missed that. The line looked pretty good.
Yeah,
Just from our angle.
Yeah, he just probably didn't get all of that one.
He seemed to like it, the way he kind of stepped out on it. Ricky's taking a little bit of a stranglehold here.
Yes. Huffman needed a strike, probably out, because that open was costly.
Yeah.
So if he would have struck out, he could have at least forced Ricky to think and make shots.
Yeah. And Huffman put himself in the spot where he's going to finish last. So Ricky kind of just gets to do his thing here and
Okay.
watch it play
That's
out.
the very next question from the mental perspective of your mental mind. Are you making your opponent finish first or last?
You know, it's kind of been dependent on my look when I've been here.
Okay.
Sometimes, more recently, I've tried to make the decision based on the lane. If I have a better look on one or the other, I'd rather finish there.
Okay.
I would say early in more of my competitive aspect, I always like to finish first.
Okay.
I liked to apply the pressure. Not that I didn't think I could take it. I felt like it was just my game felt better in that zone, and I didn't try to overthink.
Okay.
Yourself?
I can go either way. Actually, in all honesty, I think I've performed better when there's more pressure, to be
Okay.
honest with you. I'm a person who wants to put as much pressure on myself because then it makes me focus and concentrate and make whatever I need to do. Versus, in the best example I can ever give is when we bowl a league and you bowl the blind. I don't know how many times I've ever lost the blind. Probably more times than I've won because there's no pressure involved. You just got to shoot average, which is ridiculously. And when you say, well, hey, it's an average, you should be able to shoot it, and you're just like, hey.
Yep.
So that is, and I know that's my flaw. So when we put lineups up, I usually don't take the blind person.
Yep. Yeah. No,
There's only two flaws I have: that and 11 and 12 at Arapaho.
No, I think that's good. And, I mean, the more insight you have into it, the better
Get
you're going
it.
to be able to perform. I mean, I think similar to what we were talking about earlier, like I sometimes like to get amped up and kind of be loud and make some of the mental game part of it. And I have a better opportunity to do that when I finish first. So I think I can walk out a shot or two and I can re-rack twice in the 10th frame and really dictate the pattern. But I'd say as of late, it's been a little more lane dependent.
Okay.
If I feel like I have a better look, especially
Absolutely.
some things like when we're starting to get in front of the ball return, I'd rather be on the pair I don't have to. But I hear you. I know a lot of people that would rather kind of feel almost let your
It just got interesting.
Yeah, I think similar to what you're saying, almost let your brain turn off because the pressure's there. You know what you got to do. You either do it or you don't.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just the most amazing thing, and it is what it is. And like I said, I've understand my flaws, embrace them, and go with it.
And it's hard to beat that feeling when you get up there and jam two that you needed to win the match. That nothing feels better.
You got it.
So if he does this here, we're looking in the 190s, and Chris can go 2-0. So our statistician.
Yes, he is on it.
2 pins guarantees tie.
Yeah, because it puts him at 201.
Yep. 2 is 4 on a strike.
Okay, so we got
Ricky
2.
cannot lose.
He cannot lose.
Ball is in Chris's hand on debatably was not favorite lane.
Yeah, he struggled a lot late in his game. So tells us too that you're getting a little bit more transition down lane, and so we're gonna see what he has to do here. He's taking a deep breath, which is smart, getting himself right. He needs 3 of them for the tie. No, 3 wins. 2's a tie.
It's a good shot.
He's got 51, 71, 01. No,
Yeah,
tie.
it's
It will be a
a tie.
tie. Okay, Huffman needs 2 more for the tie. It's a big shot. Oh. And with that, Ricky will be moving on. He's going to face Mr. Knowles. That'll be our next match here in just a minute. Christopher Huffman finishes at 191 to Schissler's 201. Brandon Knowles will be taking his practice shots here in just a moment. Then we'll be getting on to match 3.
Anything I can talk.
Okay, ready for match 3. We got Brandon Knowles versus Ricky Schissler. Brandon Knowles has chose the lead of the match. Brandon's our 2 seed. goes high, leaves it 3-6. Semis, game 2. Shot 250 to get here. Okay, Brandon does make the spare. So Ricky Schissler. The 5th seed has ran the table so far. Beat Noah Gallegos game 1. Beat Chris Huffman in match number 2. Now he's facing Brandon Knowles. Okay, Ricky starts with a strike. Schissler up frame 2, looking for a double. Okay, does get it. Amber in and up, lane 6, second frame. Okay, he strikes there. So spare strike for Brandon, double for Ricky. Okay, third frame for Brandon, looking for a double. He does strike there. Actually, Brandon's using 2 different balls on 2 different lanes. One for the right, one for the left. Ricky looking to start the match with the turkey. And he does. Fourth frame, Ricky Schissler trying to stay perfect. Got that one a little wide. Comes up light. Ricky looking to cover the spare. Okay, does make the spare. So Ricky threw 4, turkey, spare. Brandon with a spare double. Looking for a turkey and to take the lead. Fortunately, that one goes high and through the face, leaves a 3-6-10. Okay, Brandon does make the spare. So that means Ricky is up by 11. Okay, Brandon does strike in the 5th. Okay, Ricky Schissler does strike. So he maintains that 11-pin lead. Ricky just leaves a 2-pin. Okay, Ricky does convert the spare. So it looks like Ricky's got 118 in the 5th with a spare in the 6th. in the sixth. All right, gets that one to carry. Brandon up in the seventh, looking for a turkey. All right, it's got the turkey. Okay, Schissler's up in the seventh. Strike here, I'll put him at 138 in the sixth. Okay, does strike there. Okay, Ricky's looking for a double here. That one, he gets the trip to 2 out. They come in light, but he got some help. So Ricky with a 138 in the sixth with a double in the seventh and eighth. Brandon with a strike here, will put him at 147 in the sixth. Can't get the 7 to fall. So Brandon does have 146 in the sixth with a strike and a spare here. We'll put him at 166 in the seventh. Brandon does miss the spare. So unfortunately he's at 174 in the eighth, 165 in the seventh. That does open the door for Ricky. Doesn't matter whether he walks through it. Brandon comes up light there. Leaves just a 2-pin. he does take care of that spare. So Brandon has a spare in the ninth. A 184 working. Best Brandon can finish is 224. Uh-oh. Besser comes across and takes care of business. Okay, Ricky does split in a 10th. Okay, Ricky does not cover any for the spare. In the 10th, so he finishes with 222. If Brandon strikes out, he can actually win by 2. He wouldn't need the first 2. Okay, Brandon gets the first one. Striking 9, and he is a winner. Striking 8, we have a tie. If he does not strike here, Ricky will win. If he strikes in 7s, Ricky wins. Brandon needs to strike here. And goes Brooklyn. Carries that strike. So he needs 9 for the win. 8's a tie. Anything less, Ricky Schissler moves on. Gets 9, and that'll be enough. 223 for Brandon, 222 for Ricky. So he wins by 1 pin. So Brandon will be moving on to face our top seed, Steve Bodovinik. That match will start here shortly. Okay, we've reached our championship match. Number 1 seed Steve Bodovenik versus number 2 seed Brandon Knowles. Okay, Brandon is going to start the match. Brandon comes up light, leaves the 2-8, trips the 2 out, leaves just an 8 pin. Okay, it does take care of the spare. So this has spare first frame. Steve's up on lane 6. Okay, Steve does strike there. This is the pair that he finished on in qualifying. They shot 276 in order to get into the semis. So obviously he's like this pair pretty much. And it's still giving it to him as he strikes in the first frame. That one crosses over, leaves the 5-10. Okay, gets one. So Steve starts off with a strike open. He has 28 in a second. Even though Steve had an 8-1, the score in a score game of 9 minutes, it's the same because he's working off a strike. So Brandon goes high there, leaves a 3-6. Brandon does make it spare. Comes in high again for 9. So spare, spare. We have a split in the third. Randy gets not 0 there. So he gets him 44 in the third. Well, that goes high. There's my 9 pin. Okay, Steve does make the spare. That ball goes high as well. 3-6-10. So this looks like Steve's going to make a ball change. Okay, back with us we have the third place finisher.
The guy who can't add. Stay in school, kids, and learn how to add. My best subject was math, and I looked at that so wrong.
Okay, Steve does make the spare. You were thinking you needed a spare?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I gave it a little extra, went for it, tried to get the ball over there, and then I lost it off my hand just a touch.
Gotcha. He gave it a valiant run. Made it through Noah
Yeah.
and Huffman, 2 very good bowlers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, those guys are never easy, so I was really kind of feeling what the lanes are doing, what this is giving me. I was keeping the ball in play, but holy cow, did I just...
Try to go deeper, and that's hooking
Yeah.
as well.
Well, that's what I learned earlier. That's why I tried to stay in that zone and just try to do things with speed and release. Every time I tried to move left, it felt like it checked at my shoes.
Okay.
So I still had one more ball to go to that I used a little bit that first game, that phase 2, which is number 1 layout, where my other stuff is a really is my special layout that I like to use. And then I went to the number 5, and that Rubicon, and that ball settled everything down. That ball is the only ball that I could play the lanes similar, like only a board or 2 apart. And so,
Are they that much different?
yeah, for me it was a whole arrow. Even with when I threw the phase 2, it was an arrow different. between what I'm looking at and where his feet was. So 5 boards,
Okay.
however you want to slice it. And I felt like if that Rubicon went away, I could jump right back to that phase 2 because it's a little longer and keep it all in front of me.
Okay, Brandon does strike there. So spare, open strike for Brandon.
See what Steve does here. It looks like he's switching balls.
Yeah.
Sure, that looks like a new hustle. Just came out. Similar to an ice, but I think it reads the back stronger.
Okay.
A little more poppy.
Oh, he's getting some tape. I thought he was checking the notes.
Tape. Steve's notorious about taking his time in a match.
Yes. That is something that is very, very true.
But he knows how to do it. He does it.
He is set in his ways, and he's going to do it this way. And
Yeah. I have certain times where I'm faster and slower. I'm kind of how I'm feeling it and how I'm seeing the lanes.
okay.
That may have been an RCX1. RX2, I mean. RSX2. Sorry, everybody.
Say that 5 times fast.
I should try to go to a pro shop and start learning more about the sport.
I heard they're hiring at Arapahoe.
Yeah. As for the manager there, his name's Ricky. He's really good guy.
That's what I've heard.
When he's off the lanes, he's a real peach. On the lanes, you're going to need a young preacher and an old preacher.
All right, Steve did strike there. Looking for a double.
That's a pretty good shot.
Yes, it
Great
is.
shot. Steve's a unique bowler because of the way he spots on the lane. We were talking one day, we were practicing, and I was playing like 1-2. And he said, well, if I look at 1-2, he goes, if I hit 1-2, I have to look at the gutter cap. Because he like looks almost 5-6 boards to
To the right of where he needs to hit.
Yeah.
What?
And it could be like left eye dominant. I think that might be it. I'm right eye dominant, so I like if I were to put a piece of tape on 15, I would hit 15. I would hit the tape. I practice a lot with the torch, the Kegel torch, and I put that in my break point. And that thing is less than, like,
Yes.
the way it's set up is less than a board. And I'll hit that 7 out of 10 times down lane in practice. And I know it's a little easier pattern. On this, it would be a little tougher to do that just because there's little zones that want to stand it up a hair sooner. But that's what I've been doing to help create down lane accuracy.
Okay.
But I'm pretty close with that. Like, I've always been really close with where I look. I remember a time when Frankie Guccione says, I think it's your accuracy. And I'm like, well, put a quarter out there. He goes, well, what are you looking at? I'm like, well, put it where you want. He kept getting it in the gutter, and he goes, well, I don't think it's your accuracy. I'm like, well, after 10 shots of you chasing it down the gutter in a row, I think you'd probably get that figured out. That ball checked. That's the problem with that lane. You had to stay right there about where I was. There was a little bit of push in the front, but you had to get it to the spot down lane. If you try to create angle, you were done. And that's exactly what happened to him. He threw a really clean shot, and it was a little left. That one there was just a hair right in the front lane, and it just read right as soon as we let go. And it stood up, and then it started going to the right, and it had nothing on it. It just couldn't get to the spot, so then it read early and right through the face.
Yeah. So strike here, he really puts the screws to Brandon.
Yeah. Usually when I'm out on tour, I'll also do like a protein bar. Always have that. Kind of keeps my brain functioning, you know, on a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
Today I didn't have that. I really felt like I was like that shot in the 10th where I knew that lane. If I got it there funny, would do that, and I jammed on it. And I just, after that many games, you know, you're making shot after shot, it starts to wear on you, and I really think that helps me. I don't ever not have it on in me when I'm out on tour, but man, when I get home, I quit putting them in my bag, and then I'm like, I'm feeling kind of fatiguey. And
Yeah, because even though you bowled 4 and 2 semis and then 2 there, so it's 8 games. One tough when you really got to concentrate, it feels like it's 10 or 12.
Yeah,
That's
and you're
fair.
kind of playing the pair differently, so there's extra brain damage in a way. So
Oh, absolutely.
I should have did like the Snicker thing or something, you know, or a diva. Starting to act like a diva down there.
You're going to make a new commercial with it. All right, Steve's 114 to 91. Yep. So he's at plus 23.
3. Jeez. Where's my Snickers?
Exactly.
Where's my protein bar?
Oh. It's a good shot. Let's lose a 9. 8th frame.
Really does go show you how tough a pattern is. You know, just nobody really can put too much together.
Yeah, correct. I mean, the biggest string was when you had it versus Noah in the first match.
Yeah.
Then after that, those strings consistently went down. Okay, Steve does make the spare.
I don't know what he's drinking there, but looks like apple cider.
Okay, Brandon. Brandon goes high again, loses a 3-6-10. Yeah, everything's just going very, very high for him right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing 2 balls and 2 different, a ball in each lane, and both of them are still going high.
And he's even playing them differently. I had a feeling if I won there, I'd have a really good chance because I really felt like I had a good handle what the pair was giving me, you know, which I think is harder to beat a guy coming like from the 5th seed, 4th seed.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, then you walk onto him like Steve walks on him fresh with all the ball track, and it's a little tougher, but.
Absolutely. We had a conversation about this, about how can you make it a little bit more fair in a stair-step environment. The one thing I think the PBA does makes a little bit or makes some sense is, so Brandon does here, who's a week 10, is that during in-between matches they allow all the competitors to come over and practice on the pairs, and the person who won on the pair doesn't get to practice. So you kind of get a little bit. I think that evens it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Compared to just getting 2 shots or 1 shot or what have you?
So I qualified second in the regional in Loveland, and I got to bowl the first like 20 shots, or I can't remember, 10 or 15 shots on each lane. So, you know, it was quite a bit. And then I got off the pair, and then Tom Hess, who was leading, got the same amount. And then the guys that were third and fourth came on the pair, and they got their practice, and then they bowled their match. And then I went from the practice pair back onto that pair and got more shots. So it helps with how you break them down a little bit. You can help a little bit with breaking them down, so you're not going in other people's ball track is so quick, you know. So you kind of have, you're making your own adjustments where if you do something stupid, you're going to mess them up for yourself too, you know, or you make them better, you know. Obviously, I was throwing urethane, so I just tried to stay in a little bit because I didn't want to burn it up for when I got on the pair.
Exactly.
But the one thing that I didn't do, and I regret, is moving in deep, because I did have
There we go.
a deep shot, and I just didn't do that. I mean, so you got to really pay attention to what you're doing. There's an art to that too.
Absolutely.
Learning experience. I think Steve's going to wrap it up.
Yes,
here.
he just needs to hit a few of those down there, and he's golden.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't do bad math like he did and gets
Yeah,
2.
just kick it or get the 2 count.
Well, 2 gets him 4. That give him a tie. So he needs 3.
And then go for the spare and go to the same hole. That looks like more than 2.
Yes, it is. Even though he's got plenty.
Yeah.
The most Brandon can finish at is 87.
I can't see. They got the picture up there.
Steve finishes at 198. Yes.
147, 177 is all I could
177.
shoot,
So yeah,
it
he'd
was
actually had a shutout earlier than that.
Yeah. Great job, Steve.
Yes, sir.
That game that we watched where he had the front 9, that was huge for him because he wasn't even close to the cut.
That exactly, absolutely. Well, I appreciate your insight today,
bet.
and thank you so
It's
much.
always a pleasure, and the president always does a great job. So look forward to seeing you again, Rob.
You got it, absolutely. Appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we are done. Steve Bodovinik is your winner. Brandon Knowles is second. We appreciate everybody watching. Have a great 4th of July. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Thanks.